Economic recovery depends on jobs, jobs, jobs. So how does this week's surprising drop in unemployment claims figure into that? Job recruiter Jeff Zinser is here. Thank you for joining us tonight, Jeff.
Thank you for having me,
All right,
Chris.
you've been through a few recessions and recoveries, none like this, of course, but what do these latest job numbers really mean?
Well, I think we're at a tipping point here. Usually at this point in a recovery, we get all kinds of positive signals, but there's some things that have been happening over the last, I think, 2 to 3 weeks that give me a little bit of cause for concern, and I think the next month will be crucial.
Really? What are those things?
Well, when we look at unemployment statistics, we're really looking at 3 different things. We're looking at the unemployment rate, which of course is the percentage of people that are looking at work, for work. Now, last month, that actually rose, which is somewhat unusual in a recovery. It could mean a number of things. It only rose a little bit. It had been dropping, but it should not be rising right now.
Now, do those numbers that we're looking at ever take into account the number of people who, is it folks who really got jobs as opposed to those who ran out of the benefit altogether?
Well, the unemployment rate can be confusing because if you give up looking for employment, you don't count in those figures. So sometimes the rate will rise in a recovery because people who had previously given up re-enter the labor market and begin looking for jobs again.
Because jobs are becoming open. Okay, so what are some of these stats, the key stats that we should be looking for?
Well, there's really 2 other than the unemployment rate. The first is jobs created or lost. And this is a survey done of employers and how many people are actually on their payroll from month to month. Last month was a good number. It showed about 220,000 new jobs in the economy. And for the last 3 to 4 months, we've had very good numbers there. So that's a very positive sign. The second statistic is the one that worries me a little, and that is, I think you mentioned, the weekly first-time claims for unemployment compensation. That usually is a volatile figure. The magic number for that is 400,000. In a sustainable recovery, that figure comes in under 400,000. Now, last year, we were seeing numbers in the upper 500,000. That's slowly been dropping down and did get below 400,000 about 3 to 4 months ago, which was a very positive sign.
So while people are getting jobs and some jobs are opening up, the salaries still aren't where they were. What does that figure into people's household budgets and if they're really doing better?
Well, that's a personal situation. It depends on where you live. Certainly, the price of gasoline doesn't help. You know, salary increases can vary. In a 10% inflation rate, an 8% salary increase doesn't do you much good. But in a 2% inflation rate, a 3% increase in salary can do a lot for you.
All right. We'll keep on looking at it. Thank you so much for coming in. It's very good to see you.
Nice to
First
meet you.
time with us.
Take care.
Hope to have you back. Thank you, Jeff Zinser.